Heck y'all. What y'all doing today, baby? I'm almost in.
From the bayou to the big stage, talking LSU Tigers, the Saints and those Cowboys. It's loud, it's Cajun, it's football season year-round with Coach and Red. This is Boudin and Crackling Sports Talk.
Welcome to the Boudin and Crackling Sports Talk. I'm Coach, that's Red. Let's get it, baby. Hey, Red, what are we talking about today?
Coach, we're going to preview the NBA Finals, and we're going to talk about our LSU coaches, compare them to what we got going on, and then we're going to talk a little hockey.
Hockey? What? Lord have mercy. Yeah, you know I can skate like that. Hey, let's talk about them NBA Finals. Look, we got a rematch of the 1999 NBA Finals. San Antonio Spurs, New York Knicks. What you think about it?
Well, the Spurs don't have Tim Duncan or David Robinson.
They kind of do. They kind of got one that's worth about both of them, ain't it?
So I think we're going to have a disagreement on this one.
Hey, you know what? I'm all right with disagreements. I'm kind of a professional disagreeer. Wait, look. What makes you? I'm assuming you like the Knicks.
Yes.
He likes the Knicks. All right. I like the Spurs. Tell me why you thinking Knicks.
Brunson.
They don't have Latrell Sprewell. They ain't got Allen Houston and Ewing and Grandmama. Hey, you know the last time these two played in 1999, that's when Grandmama hit that 4-point play.
Yep.
You remember that Larry Johnson 4-point play? Pow! Didn't do him no good though.
No.
It ain't gonna do him no good this time either. Go ahead.
I like Brunson.
Big body Brunson? Ain't that what they call him? Big body Brunson?
He's going to be the best closer in the series. If the Knicks can control Wembanyama, then take him away from the basket.
So before we get into this too much, this man sitting here all cowboyed out, all Dallased out.
I have a Dallas shirt on.
He got a Dallas shirt on. Wasn't Brunson playing for Dallas a couple of years ago?
I believe so.
Didn't they just give him up? I mean, didn't even offer him nothing? Didn't he sign with New York as a free agent because Dallas didn't even offer him a contract?
Dallas made a bunch of bad decisions, bad basketball-wise. They traded.
But hold on. It ain't just basketball-wise. Come on now.
They traded Luka and
they traded Micah.
Yeah, well, that's better for us.
I don't know about that, Red. But anyhow, so big body Brunson. I agree. That boy has come around. He can close.
Get Wembanyama away from the basket, so he can't control the lane.
But who's going to get Wembanyama? And I'm just going to call him Wemby. Wembanyama. I'm going to get tongue tied on all that. Who's going to get him away from the basket? Cat?
It's going to have to be Cat.
Listen, I'm just going to tell you, I think Cat is going to disappear in this series. And I'm going to tell you why. Cat has an old man's game. He has an old man's game. You know what I'm talking about? He's not a high flyer. He's not all that kind of stuff. And I don't think he's going to be able to contend with Wembanyama's speed, length, or athleticism. I just don't.
I think he can. How do I want to say it?
I don't know. We're waiting for you to tell us.
He's got a bigger body. Wemby's small.
I agree. Now listen, I agree with that. I think that's part of what Oklahoma's the Thunder's problem with Wembanyama is a lot of times they try to match Chet Holmgren.
Yeah.
Chet was that Beavis or Butthead? Which one he look like? He looks like one of them.
One of the.
He looked like one of them. But look, I think the problem was they tried to compare those two because they both kind of have the same body types, right? And they try to guard each other. But let's be realistic. They got the same body type, but they're not even close to the same player.
They're not even close.
They're in the same league, but they're not in the same league, if you understand what I'm talking about. Here's the thing about Wembanyama to me. I think he's fixing to be a problem for a long time. You know, when you look at his size, he's not the first 7-footer to come into the NBA with guard ability, right?
Right.
I mean, let's go back through time. You got Dirk. Dirk was probably about the first one, right? They kind of had some perimeter ability as a 7-footer. You got KD.
Mm-hmm.
You got Porzingis.
Yep.
Right? To a certain degree, even though he started differently, now his game is kind of that way, is Giannis.
Yeah.
You know, and now you got Wemby. I'm going to tell you what I think the difference between Wemby and all of those guys are.
What's that?
Wemby plays defense. All of those 7-footers were a liability on the defensive end. Every one of them were a liability and still are a KD can't guard me. You hear me, KD? You can't guard me. I hit you with the old spinnerooski. Bow! You can't guard me.
Dirk couldn't afford to play defense because he was carrying the offense.
Listen, KD's kind of the same way. But what I'm saying about Wemby is this cat, for the last 3 or 4 years, I have said that the Joker in Denver is the most unstoppable offensive player in the league because of his size, his skill set, and the fact that he's unconventional.
Okay.
My mind has changed now. To me, Wemby is the most unstoppable force in the NBA. He made Chet look useless in that series. Chet looked as useless as my nipples. They're useless. Completely useless. They do nothing. All right? But here's the thing. Who can do anything with Wemby? Really, who can do anything?
Just hope to contain him.
Well, I agree with you about a big body, because that may be the only way to stop Wemby is push him out. But then he got perimeter skill set. And this is what makes him different. He got all of that offense, and he was Defensive Player of the Year. This guy not only plays defense, he takes pride in his defense. He wants to play defense. He's the best defensive player on the court, and he's also the best offensive player on the court. I don't know how you stop that combination other than maybe get him in foul trouble.
Is he going to be able to hold up for a brutal series like that?
Well, listen,
I ain't coming off of a long series with Oklahoma. Is he going to be able to hold up?
Listen, that series with Oklahoma, that was a heavyweight fight.
Right.
That was a heavyweight fight. I'm gonna tell you, I think the Spurs and Thunder rivalry is something we gonna see for the next 3 or 4 years. They're both young, they're both talented, their guys, their main players are signed to several years left on their contract. I think this is fixing to be a revisit of the 80s Lakers-Celtics rivalry. Right. I think we're going to see that for a couple of years. What I'll say about Wemby and Big Body, to me, Oklahoma had some success with Wemby when they put the big guy Hartenstein on him, and he was able to body him out. He was more physical. All right. Ultimately, though, Wemby figured it out. First game or two of that series, to me, was hard to watch because Oklahoma was so physical that it was almost borderline dirty, in my opinion. All right. And I said, somebody's going to get hurt. And there were injuries. In my opinion, San Antonio stepped up their defense to match Oklahoma's physicality, and Oklahoma couldn't do anything with it. They were there. To me, Oklahoma has been used to the last 2 or 3 years being the bully on the block.
Exactly what I was about to say. Oklahoma got used to that.
They got used to being the bully, and San Antonio grabbed the set, and they said, no, we're going to be the bully. And they bullied them back. And listen, I'm not saying Oklahoma's done with. They done with this year. I don't think they necessarily done with. No. I don't think they done with. But for them to come back, they going to have to figure out some kind of way to deal with Wemby. Everybody going to have to deal with that for the next 10 years. Right. I mean, realistically. Look, as far as the Knicks go, I agree with you with Brunson. Brunson's going to have to go off for 30 every game. Right. All right, Brunson's going to have to go off. In my opinion, the difference maker is Castle.
Okay.
Castle for San Antonio. And I'm going to tell you why. He shut down Ant-Man from Minnesota. He, to a certain degree, held SGA to a human level. Okay. He didn't just bow off for 40 and 45 every game, even when Oklahoma had nothing else going on. Chet was a disappear. He was a ghost man. All right. So basically, it was all on SGA, and he still couldn't get over about 30 or 35. And listen, I agree. Look, 35 is still lighting it up. I'm not trying to downplay 35. But
You sound like a certain sports writer in Louisiana.
yeah, you know what? Hey, he don't get MVP. Nope, he don't. He ain't giving an MVP. He only had 35 in the playoffs. If you know, you know. But anyhow, if you know, you know. But it's one of those things where Brunson is going to have to. I mean, who else can carry the load for New York?
It's going to have to come from OG and Bridges.
But I think they are going to have the same problem Oklahoma had. Is what are they going to do inside? Oklahoma wouldn't even attempt to take shots inside. They go inside and be like, nope, that big boy going to block my shot, and they throw it out.
They're going to have to jump into him or something?
Foul trouble. Listen, I said for years, something that changes games the most is foul trouble. Foul trouble on your stars will change the game. And look, in Game 7 of that Oklahoma series, Wemby got his 5th foul with like 6 minutes to play. All right, and that's when Luke came in and had that big block on Hartenstein or whatever. So, you know, I think it's going to be a good series. I'm going to say this. I think having the New York Knicks relevant again is great for the NBA. I think it's great for the NBA. I'm also going to say this. I don't think they're here for long. I don't think the Knicks are here for long.
No.
I think San Antonio and Oklahoma are here for the long haul. I don't think the Knicks are here for long. And I'm going to tell you why. Look at how the chips fell.
Perfect.
Sometimes in the playoffs of any sport, you got to have a little bit of luck. That ball got to bounce your way. And to me, the Knicks had a lot of luck this year. And listen, look, they took advantage of it. And for the last series, the last 10, 12 games, they've been BTA on everybody. I'm not taking that away from them. They are looking really good right now. But did the Celtics have their full roster all year? No. And you say, well, but Tatum was back for the playoffs. Yeah, but that changed home court advantage. It changed all kind of stuff. Who was the Eastern Conference representative last year? The Indiana Pacers. Yeah. Where's Halliburton at? Missed the whole season. I mean, he's coming back next year. You don't think they're going to be relevant again? They were just in the NBA Finals last year. And matter of fact, I'm going to tell you what. When I speak of Oklahoma City, they won in Game 7 when Halliburton, who was going off, as a matter of fact, in that game, got hurt.
Right.
And so then Oklahoma pulled away and win it. If Halliburton don't get hurt, I'm not so sure OKC wins that game. That's just reality.
Yeah.
And I know we're talking about this series, but sometimes you got to put everything into context. I'm going to tell you this. I think the two players, I think Brunson's going to get his. I think Wemby's going to get his. Cat for the Knicks, Karl Anthony Towns, for those of you who don't know. Cat and Castle, to me, are going to have to make a difference.
Those are the ones you got to watch.
Those are the ones. It's hard for one guy to bring an entire team to a championship. He's got to have, you've heard me say before, it's easy to be Robin, all right? It's hard to be Batman, but Batman got to have his Robin. And who's going to be the Robin for both of these teams? You know, that's why we watch it. I don't think this is going to be a quick series. I don't think it's going to be 4 or 5 games. Personally, I got Spurs in 6. What you got?
Knicks in 7.
Knicks in 7. Knicks in 7. I know this.
I think it's going to be it's not going to be a quick battle. It's going to be a long war. Knicks got to steal one of these first games in San Antonio. They can do that. Knicks in 7.
Well, I'll say this. That first game in Madison Square Garden,
it's going to be loud.
What they call it, most famous arena in sports, Madison Square Garden, the NBA Finals. And I'm going to tell you the difference. I'm going to tell you the difference between this one and 99. Yeah, I'm sure, that's 27 years ago. That my math right?
Yeah.
How come I keep having to do math on this show? I don't know. But 27 years ago, Ewing was hurt. Grandmama ended up getting hurt. Larry Johnson got hurt in that series. So I think the expectations were a little bit tempered with that series. I think they kind of were, we glad we're here. We know we probably got it coming. Matter of fact, I think that series ended in 5.
Yeah.
I think it was 4-1 San Antonio. Here's the thing. with the way the Knicks have been playing lately, New York, I don't blame you for having expectations. I don't. I mean, those guys are on fire right now. I just think that Wembanyama, what they call him, the alien?
Yeah, he's definitely an alien.
I just don't know if anybody has an answer for him. When they got to that elimination game after game 5, and after game 5, they were saying that he had disappeared.
Right.
I guarantee you this, game 6 and 7, he didn't disappear.
No, he was right there. He was the player.
And I'm going to tell you something else. You know, as somebody who's been in on some of them celebrations, that celebration of Wembanyama at the end of the game and the emotion that he let out. You know, in the interview after the game, he said, I feel like my life depends on this.
So
how you don't bet on somebody like that? On a 22-year-old that says that. How you don't bet on that? Me? That's where my money's at.
Do you think the Knicks are going to be a little rusty? Or do you think the Spurs are going to be tired from having a long series before?
Well, that's the old rest versus rust, argument. Me, I think rest all the time. I don't think the Knicks are going to be rusty. I will say this: when you playing as good as what the Knicks are playing, don't give me a break.
Okay.
Don't give me a break.
Right.
Now, I will say this also: San Antonio has gotten for the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever it is, they've been playing every other day. That series has been an every other day series. All right. They played Saturday. They don't play till Wednesday.
Yeah.
First game's Wednesday in San Antonio. All right. So number one, San Antonio's at home. Number two, they're gonna have basically 4 days rest. I mean, I don't think rest versus rust is a big issue. Here's the other thing. New York got one of their main players with an injury. He just had surgery. He just had surgery on his pinky. Starter. Yeah. When you drink, you do that right there. Listen, you say a pinky ain't very important on a big man. Maybe, maybe not. But here's the thing. To win a championship, you got to have all the right bounces. You got to have everybody available. You got to have everybody at full strength. When you are trying to do what both of these franchises are doing, which is take on another juggernaut, because right now I would even call the Knicks a juggernaut the way they're playing right now. You got to have everybody firing on all cylinders. Look at what happened to San Antonio when Fox was out the first couple of games of that series against Oklahoma. When he comes back, he puts another weapon out there that you got to deal with, and it changes everything. He's one of those speedy guys. He just changes the dynamics when you lose a player, all right? And I don't know. To me, a lot of it's going to depend on what level he's able to play at with that pinky. But, hey, that's why we watch it, baby. That's why we're here to watch it. Spurs in 6, Red.
Knicks in 7.
Well, I guess we going to find out, baby. Hey, stay tuned. More Boudin and Crackling Sports Talk when we come back, baby.
You can catch us on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, and TikTok.
Welcome back to the Boudin and Crackling Sports Talk. Hey, Red, let's talk about some LSU.
All right, Coach, let's get into it.
Hey, look here. LSU coaching staff in general, the whole athletic department, who has a better coaching staff right now than LSU? I mean, when you take everything into consideration, football, basketball, baseball, softball, when you take everything into consideration, who has a better coaching staff than LSU?
With those 5 sports, football, men and women's basketball, baseball, softball, hands down, I believe LSU has the best coaching staff, athletic department-wise, in the country.
Look, not all of them were hired by the new AD, Vern Osberry. But listen, since he's taken over in November, he's made some big hires.
Big moves.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say, football, Lane Kiffin, right? Men's basketball, Will Wade. Women's basketball, Mookie. Baseball, Jay Johnson. Softball, Bess Torina. I mean, those names speak for itself. But when you talk, hey, let's not even forget Coach O.
Right.
Let's not forget he brought back Coach O.
Bring him back home.
All right, you brought back a national champion head coach from your university that nobody can deny loves the university. All right, go Tigers. All right.
He loves the whole state.
He loves the whole state. I agree. I mean, you watch him in the last couple of years. He's been at McNeese games. He's been at ULL games. Been all over the place. All right. He loves the state of Louisiana, which means when you have somebody like that, the state of Louisiana is going to love you back. All right. Because when it's all said and done, we are prideful people. We are prideful people.
He likes going up to Natchitoches.
He likes going everywhere.
Yeah.
All right. I think he likes Miami Beach quite a bit from what I hear. But look, So back when we made our change, we got rid of Kelly on the football team, from the football team, we went out and got Lane Kiffin. Here's my question to you. I am not going to make the argument that Lane Kiffin is the best football coach in the country. All right. I'm not going to make that argument. I don't think that argument can be had yet. All right. But who is better? Who has a better resume in college football right now? Can you say definitively is a better coach? Saban's not coaching anymore.
Saban's not coaching anymore. Dabo's taking a couple steps back.
That's right. This ain't 5 years ago. 5 years ago, yeah.
Ryan Day.
You could throw him in the conversation.
Harbaugh's no longer at Michigan.
Harbaugh's not at Michigan. You got Kirby Smart. Listen, I will say right now, Kirby Smart has a better resume and has proven to be a better coach than Lane Kiffin so far. So far. Now, I'm also going to say Kirby Smart has had a better job over his career than Lane Kiffin has. All right. Obviously, in the grand scheme of things, the Georgia Bulldogs is a higher profile football job than Ole Miss or some of these other jobs.
It's not like...
Or Tennessee for a day.
It's not like Kirby walked into a dead program either. Like,
that's right. Georgia's being good.
Was already good with Rick.
That's exactly right. Georgia's being good. So I'll go back and say, so we named Kirby Smart, Ryan Day. Who's better? Who would you sit here and say right now? You can't even really throw Sark in there, right? As being better, I would call them equals. They're probably equals. I'm not going to throw Sark as saying he's better than Kiffin. No. So who could we have hired that was better than Kiffin?
I don't know.
Nobody.
Even the guy that's at Notre Dame now, Freeman.
Freeman? Yeah, Marcus Freeman.
He's in the conversation.
I agree. There's probably a handful of guys. There's probably 5 or 6 coaches out there that you can call equals.
Yeah.
They're equals to Lane Kiffin. Listen, I'll even mention Signetti at Indiana.
Yeah.
Listen, he's come in 2 years and he's turned that thing into a rocket ship. But it's easy to. I ain't gonna say it's easy, but to have success for 1 or 2 years is not the same as having it sustained success like Saban and Kirby Smart have had.
Right.
So to me, he's got to prove it for years. And no, I'm not. Kiffin has not proven it for years. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I don't think there was anybody better we could have hired at the time than Lane Kiffin.
Do you think that Kurt Signetti model is going to flow down?
Listen,
coaches like copying each other.
It is possible. I'm gonna tell you this. I don't think Lane Kiffin is copying anybody.
No.
I mean, that boy's 101, right?
Right.
Months ago, I called him the Donald Trump of college football. And listen, that's not talking about politics. That's not talking about any idea. That's talking about a man that's gonna do what he wants to do. A lot of times have success with it. That you're not going to like because he runs his mouth a lot and he's super cocky.
Yeah.
Right? Let's be real. I mean, even Donald Trump supporters are going to admit he's that, right? I mean, he is what he is. All right? Lane Kiffin kind of follows that model. And I don't know if that's not a good thing in the sports world.
That model, well, just like that. I mean, Will Wade's like that.
Will Wade, yeah.
Coach Mokey's like that.
I mean, So here's the thing, and we'll get into Wade and Mulkey and all them here in a second, but is LSU becoming the evil empire?
Yeah, we're definitely a Darth Vader character.
So do we resent that,
No.
or do we embrace that?
I'm leaning heavy into it.
And I don't think it's just you. I think it's me. I think it's the whole state of Louisiana. Like, hey, you know what? The evil empire. You know, for years it was the Yankees. You know that. I tell you a story here. Several years ago, a team that I was associated with, let's just call it that, had won 7 district championships, and they walk into a gym, and as their players are getting introduced, the other team, the home team at the time, starts playing that Darth Vader music, you know, that dum dum da dum 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 dum, as the team is getting introduced, and the head coach for a second took offense to it, and then after a while he was like, you know what? We've won 6 or 7 district championships at the time. We kind of are the evil empire to everybody else. And then when you realize that, you kind of be like, yeah, you know what? Let's embrace that role. Come and get some. You want some? Come and get some. That's kind of the way I feel about LSU right now. You know, like you said, we got Lane Kiffin. He's a no nonsense, going to call it like it is. We got Coach O, go Tigers. We got him, you know, a former friend, whatever you want to call him. I mean, they going to tell it like it is, right? Let's be honest with you. What do you always say? One team, one heartbeat?
Yeah.
Hey, one team, one heartbeat. Let's go Tigers. Whatever he said. You're going to have an interpreter going around. But Kim Mulkey, I mean, is there anybody in women's basketball that's more, am I going to say flamboyant, boisterous, vocal, whatever the word you want, whatever adjective you want to use? Is there anybody in women's college basketball that's more than her?
Maybe Dawn?
No. Dawn Staley is quiet. I mean, listen, she gonna argue for a team, but she's not flamboyant. No. Great coach, by the way. Right now, she is the top of women's college basketball. Dawn Staley is. All right, but I don't think she's not nearly as flamboyant and outlandish as Kim Mulkey. And I'm saying that in a good way. I love you, Kim, but I'm just saying, like, you know, Gino's not that way. You know, Kim is one of one. Lane Kiffin is one of one. Coach O is one of one. They don't make them. Will Wade, one of one. I mean, what is Will Wade going to have in basketball this year, by the way?
A lot of Europeans.
We better hire some translators. I mean, look, we're going to need translators on the basketball team and the football team, because somebody's going to have to tell them players what Coach O is saying, right? If you know how to speak multiple languages, you're hired. You're hired. The LSU athletic department is looking for you. It's like Uncle Sam, we're looking for you. I'm just telling you, Will Wade right now, you know, he's going out and he's basically recruiting the European national team, ain't he?
Right.
League of Nations. I mean, instead of LSU, we gonna be LON, League of Nations. We gonna change our initials. Look, I ain't mad at them. Kiffin and Wade are both playing by the rules or lack of rules that are in college athletics right now.
I mean,
you can't blame them.
No, they're taking what they're given and making what they can out of it.
Listen, in sports, if you are not pressing the rules to the furthest length of your ability, then you're going to get left behind.
Somebody else is doing it.
Somebody else going to do it. That's exactly right. So I'm not mad at either one of them for doing it. Go do it. Now, you know, it's going to take some alumni backing and some booster money to keep that going. You know, and you know, the U.S. Congress is taking on some bills right now where they're trying to put some limits to it. But I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think that's going to pass. I don't think that has a chance. They might be able to put some limits to it, but they're not going to be able to stop it.
Right.
They're not going to be able to stop it. All right?
You're never going to put that toothpaste back in the bottle.
No, you can't get the crap back in the horse. Ain't no way. I guess I'm not in. Is that couth? Is that the word?
Yes.
Yeah. I lost my couth a long time ago. I'm just telling you. So look, then you go to baseball with our coach, Jay Johnson. Look, as we sit here right now, the LSU Tigers are the defending national champions. As we sit here right now, ain't nobody else won it yet.
Nope.
Ain't nobody else can say it. I realize we're out. I realize we're not playing. We are still, as of this date, the defending national champions. He's won 2 out of the last 3 national championships. I mean, ain't nothing has to be said about that, right? Yeah, we had a down year. Do you think we're going to have another down one?
No.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, he's going to do what he thinks he's got to do to make those changes. And LSU baseball is big enough in the lore of Louisiana that LSU administration is going to give him that money. Just like they giving Wade the money, just like they giving Kiffin the money, just like they give Mulkey the money, they're going to give him the money.
Well, he's had not just multiple national championships. He's also had multiple number one draft picks. I mean,
so Curriell came out and he's kind of wavering about whether he's going to go pro or not. If we can keep him, I'm assuming Milam's going, but if we can keep Curriell, that's another big plug to coming back. To me, we got to find some consistent arms and we got to find a third base. I'm not trying to get into all the LSU baseball problems right now because Lord have mercy, we wouldn't have enough time. But to me, those are big things. Listen, in baseball, if you got enough pitching, you can beat people, right? If you got the pitching. All right, then we got LSU softball, Beth Torina. Listen, Beth Torina, in the last 9 years, or last 10 years, it's really 9 because one of them got cut by COVID. She's been to 5 or 6 super regionals. She went to one College World Series back in 2017. But here's the thing about Beth Torina. And look, I don't never want to call for nobody's job. That ain't what I'm here to do. But Beth Torina, so if you make it to a super regionals, that's the furthest she's been since 2017. So basically that's been 10 seasons. All right. The furthest she's been is the super regionals. The super regionals is basically the round of 16.
Yeah.
Basically the round of 16. At what sport, baseball or football, and even if you go into men's and women's basketball, no coach has been able to survive 10 seasons of not finishing in the top 16. Stop and think about that. Super regionals means you rank somewhere between 9 and 16. If LSU football program for 10 straight seasons did not end up ranked in the top 10, where would our coach be? Wherever Kelly's at.
Wherever Les Miles is at.
Wherever Les Miles is at. He wouldn't be there no more, right? Let's be real. Let's be honest, all right? Listen, basketball program, LSU basketball is not the Mount Rushmore of college basketball. We know that. But guess what? We have been recycling coaches over the, and really even in women's basketball, we've been recycling coaches because nobody can sustain that level that LSU demands. So my question is Beth Torina being treated differently than all the rest of the coaches? And if so, why? Is it because we don't care about softball? Is it because she's a female coach? I'm just calling it real.
I think softball is on a higher pecking order than basketball, than men's basketball.
I disagree. I believe it's had more success. I know it's had more success than men's basketball. But here's the thing. Go back to when LSU was good. Go back to the last time Will Wade was here.
Okay.
The Assembly Center was rocking. When we were competing for SEC championships and winning the SEC championships, that place was full. It hadn't been full the last couple of years, but guess what? We're also changing coaches. So, my question is she being held to the same standard? I don't see it. It's not that our program is bad, but what happened to Les Miles when he couldn't sustain that? What happened to Chip Kelly? We weren't terrible under Chip Kelly. We weren't terrible under Les Miles. We weren't terrible under Coach O. Brian Kelly, Chip Kelly, Kelly Kapowski, Machine Gun Kelly. It's all the same. It's all the same. You know why? Because you're irrelevant. Chip Kelly, Brian Kelly, it don't make no difference. I don't care. I'm just telling you.
Lakers in 5.
Spurs in 6. But realistically, if any of these other sports, including the ones that aren't held to such a high standard, which was over the last, I'd say 20, 30 years, really the history of the programs, men's and women's basketball, no coach has survived 10 years of not finishing ranked in the top 12 or 15. And that's where she's been. When you put it in those terms, she made the top 8 which is College World Series, one time in 2017. Is that good enough?
Still is. I mean,
She still got a job.
There's only so much chicken strip money that's going to go around.
Well, how about some walk-ons money?
Or some walk-ons money.
I mean, my point is she held to a different standard? Because I think if you look at, we're talking about the LSU coaches in the entire athletic department. Is she not the glaring outlier right now?
Yeah.
Kiffin, Wade, Mulkey, Johnson, Torina. Who's the weakest link?
Beth.
Yeah, Beth. It's not a question. And listen, again, it's not that she's doing a terrible job, but she's not living up to the standard that other programs and other coaches at LSU have been held to. That's just the way I see it. But listen, when it's all said and done, listen, she's still she's not garbage. She's not garbage. She knows what she's doing. She knows it's 3 outs, right? Wait, what I always say? What's 3 up and 3 down? Like military, 3 up, 3 down. What do I say that is?
An inning.
It's the end of an inning, right? 3 up and 3 down. She knows that. Other than that, I don't know. I don't know where we go with that. LSU coaching staff is the best in the nation, in my opinion. And I realize I'm a homer. But right now, I'm willing to embrace that evil empire.
I'm fully leaning into it here.
Bum, 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 bum. Hey, stay tuned for some more Boudin and Crackling Sports Talk.
You can catch us on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, and TikTok.
Welcome back to Boudin and Crackling Sports. Hey, Red, let's talk about some hockey.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it, baby. Hey, NHL Finals is about to start. Who we got, baby?
Coach, we got the Carolina Hurricanes and the Vegas Golden Knights.
Hey, you know why? I want you to think about hockey. Close your eyes. Close your eyes and think about hockey. When you think about hockey and all the ice skating and all that stuff, you think about Vegas and Carolina, don't you? I mean, really. When we talk about hockey, don't we just think about Vegas and Carolina? Who they just beat? They just beat Colorado and Montreal. Right? The Canadiens. Now look, close your eyes again. Colorado versus Canadiens. Now that sounds like hockey. At least that sounds cold, at least, huh? Something like that.
Vegas has been pretty consistent since they came into the league.
So look, I had this conversation a couple of days ago about Vegas. They came into the league, and their first year, they make the NHL Finals, right? Y'all know what that tells me? They gave them too much in the draft.
They did.
In my opinion,
they did.
They gave them too much in the draft. They basically, if I remember right, were allowed to take one player off of every team. Now, I think each team was allowed to protect 1 or 2 players, but then and at the end, at the one season, they had almost an all-star team.
Yes.
And they haven't gone down since. So, listen.
They even went down far.
They in the NHL Finals.
Right.
They were, right?
They went down. They've already won 1-1. They lost 1-1-1.
So this is their 3rd time in the NHL Finals in less than a decade.
Right.
I mean, to me, that tells me you got too much when you started your program. That's just my opinion. All right? But tell me something about, you sound like you like Vegas.
I'm a big Vegas fan.
You're a gambler?
No.
You're a gambling man?
No.
Slot machine? Cha-ching,
nope.
Cha-ching.
Never personally been there.
What?
Like the team. I like.
Yeah, you know what they say about Vegas, huh? What happens in Vegas? Get spread all around the world. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you, baby. It don't stay in Vegas. I don't know.
So, Vegas we have the 2 best players in the finals, Jack Eichel and Mark Stone.
No, so wait, hold on. That Eichel boy, wasn't that one of the main guys on our USA team that won the gold medal?
Yes.
Didn't he have a brother? Was it him and his brother? The Eichel boys? Eichel man. No, the Eichels. Well, did he not have a brother?
I don't think
That was 2 brothers. Oh, no, that wasn't him. Eichel was one of the main players. Right. No, I'm thinking of the brothers. No. Not bad. Sometimes I make mistakes. Back in 1997, I made one. I guess I just made 2. It's one of them things. Their goaltender, look, that goaltender pretty good.
Yes.
With Carter Hart.
Yes.
Carter Hart. Hey,
Have you seen his helmet?
I haven't seen his helmet.
It's got tombstone characters all over it. It's awesome.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
It's awesome.
Well, you see, that's a fan. That's fanboy right there. That's fanboy. Vegas. Listen, I'm going to say this. I like the fact that we're starting to put teams in Vegas. You know, we got the Raiders there. We got hockey there now. Don't we even have a women's basketball team there now?
The Aces.
The Aces, yeah. They've been pretty good. You know, for years, they didn't want to put teams in Vegas because they thought the gambling was going to be a problem. I'm not saying it's not a problem, but with the invention of all the computers and the cell phones, you can gamble anywhere. Go ask Sorsby.
All
the
those,
Texas Tech quarterback?
all those teams moving to Vegas started because of the Knights.
That's right.
The Knights were successful, showed that they could be done there. The other teams won't move there.
Well, let's be realistic. There's a couple of places, a couple of cities in the country that when your team goes play there on the road, you'd like to go watch them.
Right.
Vegas is one. New Orleans is one. Probably New York City. Probably Miami. When your team plays against one of them, hey, let's go make a 4 or 5 day week out of it or weekend out of it and have some fun and do some vacation in there and go watch our team. Vegas is definitely one of those cities.
Right. Definitely a destination.
A destination city. There's plenty to do in Vegas. There's plenty to get into.
Just don't have to walk far.
You just say, hey, don't walk for it. Lord, it's hot over there. Lord have mercy, it's hot over there. I'm telling you the truth. But, so they play Carolina.
Yes, starting Tuesday at Carolina.
Tuesday night at Carolina. Carolina just took care of the Canadiens,
yes.
Right? I'm going to tell you from watching that series, is one thing I've learned about Carolina. They got a pretty good defense.
Yes.
Like teams don't even get shots off against them.
Here's
the thing. If you can't shoot, you can't score. I ain't no hockey major, but.
Back to our basketball segment. The Knights swept the Avalanche, Colorado.
Colorado was a higher seed, weren't they?
Yes.
Weren't they the number one seed?
Yes. No one expected that.
You didn't ask me. You didn't ask me. You don't know what I expected. Don't speak for me. Don't speak for me. We done talked about the way I think. Outside the box. Them little bitty boxes. That's all right. So Carolina, like I said, it's real hard to get shots off of them. So how is Vegas going to do what other teams can't do? And that's get some offense off of them.
Jack Eichel, Mark Stone.
You think they're good enough?
Yes.
You think they can handle like Taylor Hall?
Yes.
I guess we're going to find out. Listen, you know what they say in sports? Defense wins championships, right? When given the option and everything else is equal, take the better defensive team. Not only are they the better defensive team, they got home ice advantage. Listen, and I'm going to tell you, I don't think in hockey it means as much as in basketball or football. But it is home ice advantage. When it's all said and done, there's a reason it's called home ice advantage.
First 2 games are in Carolina. Then it switches to the Fortress in Vegas.
The Fortress?
The Fortress.
The Fortress. What is that, the Bellagio? Y'all playing the Bellagio, the MGM Grand, the Pyramid?
Down the road.
They played the Pyramid right there?
But we also have Mitch Marner. He's the top scorer in the playoffs.
Make sure you enunciate that correctly. He said Mitch.
Mitch.
I
know I'm from Louisiana. I don't enunciate very much.
It be that way. Right. That must be Coach O's cousin right there. Go Tigers.
Yeah. Go Tigers.
So look, I got a question for you. And I know this is off the subject. I'm good at that. But if you got a Vegas versus Carolina NHL final, neither one of those cities are really cold weather cities, right?
Riley's not very cold.
So I got a question for you. We got college hockey, don't we? Don't they play the Frozen Four?
Yes.
And you always got like Michigan against Boston College and all that kind of stuff in the finals?
Yes.
Why ain't the SEC got hockey? Can you imagine? Now think about a hockey game and the hockey fans. Can you imagine the Alabama Crimson Tide and the LSU Tigers playing in hockey? No. For real. Hey, baby, let's settle our differences. Guess what? We can drop the gloves and it's legal in hockey, baby.
You only get 5 minutes for that.
You got 5 minutes. You got a 5 minutes. You come right back on. You do it again. You get 5 more.
Yep.
It don't make no difference. But, like, my argument is Division I hockey is played. Mm-hmm. The SEC, I know the Big Ten would probably argue this, but in all sports, the SEC is generally recognized as the best conference athletically.
Yes.
And football, I understand the Big Ten is pushing us a little bit. But if we are the biggest conference, sports conference, now why ain't we got hockey? You mean to tell me these folks in Louisiana and Alabama and Mississippi and Florida and Texas, we sitting here in 192-degree feel-like weather with this humidity. You think we wouldn't like to go sit in some air condition with a cold adult beverage, sitting over some ice where we almost got to put a jacket on and watch people brawl and watch LSU and Alabama fight?
It'd be entertaining.
Heck yeah, are you kidding me? Listen. I'm just telling you, SEC commissioner, who is that, Greg Sankey?
Yes.
Is Sankey still a commissioner? They ain't got rid of him yet? I know he's fighting the Big Ten about the playoff system right now. Greg Sankey, somebody who watches us, send this to him. You need to get hockey. The SEC needs hockey. If Vegas and Carolina can have hockey, then the SEC can have hockey. Right? Look, there are minor league hockey teams in the South.
Yeah.
Why can't we have SEC hockey? I know we didn't got way off the subject, but
minor league teams all over Louisiana.
There's minor league teams. There's some in Monroe. There's one in Shreveport. I'm sure there's some all over the place. You know, why can't we have them?
There's one in Baton Rouge.
There's all over the state. All right, I know we gonna miss some, but I'm just telling you. Greg Sankey. It's on you now. Look, I just done put it on you. A lot of people ain't never thought about this. But me, what about it, Red?
You be thinking about it.
I think outside the box. I'm telling y'all. But anyhow, Tuesday night, Vegas Golden Knights, Carolina Hurricanes. They dropped the puck, baby. Bing.
Yep.
And let's get it. Hey, listen. Where can you find us at, Red?
You can find us on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify.
Basically everywhere. We everywhere.
You also email the show at bootandcrackingsports@gmail.com.
Hey, look, and no matter what you do in life, don't ever forget that the Falcons, them Dirty Birds, they blew a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl, baby. Let's go! I'm here. I'm a rambling man. Not a gambling man, a rambling man. Let me put my little chapeau back on. You know what? I kind of like the look, Red. What you think?
I like it.
Red likes it. Tell me when you're ready. We're doing. Welcome back.
Yeah.